Oh, whoa. Oh my goodness. Wow, I'm so loud. Ooh. Okay, we're missing the first slides. Let's go for it. So, have you ever heard of that song, Vienna by Billy Joel? You know that song, Slow Down, You Crazy Child. It's a song about the crossroads in Billy Joel's life and historically in Vienna. Every time I fly into Vienna, I think of that song. It just reminds me of that feeling of fleeing one place and returning to another. I was able to go to Vienna through the Melior Scholars Program here at the University of Rochester. My plan was to go and look at some of my favorite artists, Gustav Klimt and Egon Schiele. They are turn-of-the-century artists who revolutionized the drab Viennese art before them. My plan was go look at their art, maybe make a project around it, who's to say? By the time I left Vienna, I felt as though I may never leave it, ever again, and I'll always return to it. Vienna is a beautiful city. It is steeped with history and culture. Every street is lined with this beautiful architecture. It feels like heaven every place that you walk. And it's the beginning of Freudian slips and cafe culture. It's absolutely incredible. Over my time, I was there for a month. I went to galleries, I went to different tours, tried different food, really got ingrained in the culture there. I went to the Belvedere on one of my last days there. The Belvedere is a beautiful Baroque palace by the Habsburgs, the former emperors of the Habsburg Empire. You may know them based on their giant lips. They ruled over Austria, Spain, and the surrounding areas. The Belvedere, beautiful place that it is, the true masterpiece was inside, the artwork itself. Specifically, the Jewel of Vienna, The Kiss by Gustav Klimt, his masterpiece. This artwork leaves you without words. It is gorgeous. You have these feminine swirls grounded by these masculine brocks. The subject is simple, and the ornamentation is complex. A fond embrace, gilded swirls, the dichotomy of gender. It's truly beautiful. You stand there looking at this piece, wanting more, continually looking at it, hopefully keeping a permanent flash of gold in your memory. You stand there for a lifetime, or at least you could. However, I did not. I was primarily focused on a little black screen next to the painting. It said, "The Kiss NFTs, digital gold, 10,000 pieces of this digital reproduction." This was so intriguing. I've never seen anything like this before. This is what I wanted to do my project on, the democratization of art through technology. So what do you get when you get a Kiss NFT? What are you actually getting? Well, all you're getting is a little tiny piece that you see right here. It's quite literally 1/10,000th of it, a little tiny square out of this entire painting, a couple brush strokes. And this is worth $330, or 0.65 Ethereum, which means that the digital composition of this entire piece equals to about 3.3 million. This is a gross undervaluing of this piece. This piece is invaluable. It shouldn't be worth anything because it's so valuable. But yet, here we are, selling this entire piece for 3.3 million. But how does this make sense in context? What are other NFTs looking like? So here is an example. This is CryptoPunk 7840. This is, as you can see, very profound piece. Blue skin, pipe, it really gets to something, right? Now, let me ask, how much do you guys think this is worth? Raise your hands. How much do you think it's worth? Shout it out. 5.6 billion. It's a crazy number. Any other suggestions? So true. Well, so this piece is actually worth 7.56 million. This, honestly, is just a couple pixels on a screen. So is it truly worth that amount? Compared especially to this other NFT, this only $330. Should they both be worth millions, or should they both only be worth 20 cents? At the end of the day, they're just pixels on a screen. What makes the digital value different? And I think this is an important time to state, I am not an NFT bro. I do not own any NFTs. I personally think that the NFT market is very arbitrary, it is unstable, and personally, I hate the digitization of art. Art is meant to be seen in person. You're supposed to see it in the gallery. You're supposed to see the brushstrokes on the painting, feel the emotion that the artist is trying to convey. But when you digitize it, you suddenly lose all the emotion. It becomes lifeless. It becomes dead on your screen. But I digress. NFTs in general can become a good technology that institutions can leverage and take advantage of. And what this means is, why do we have NFTs next to the kiss in the Belvedere? Well, it centers around this idea of democratization of art. What do I mean when I say democratizing art? What does it mean to democratize? To democratize means to make available to others, to take what was previously limited to the museums, the private individuals, and dusty gallery basements, and give everyone the opportunity to sell, own, and purchase these pieces. Or, in this case, a piece of a piece. But let me give you a practical example of how democratization works. Let's say I go to New York City, I go to a gallery in Chelsea, and I purchase a painting for an outrageous sum of money, let's say $1 million. I now own that painting. I can do whatever I want to it. I could put it in my house in the Hamptons, I could sell it, or I could destroy it. There's nothing preventing me from ruining this painting except my own assumption of its value. But let's say that this is a Warhol or a Matisse or even a Klimt. Then I've effectively destroyed a piece of history, a piece of culture, and I alone can make that decision. So now what if I leverage these opportunities with new technologies to share the ownership of these pieces? And in a small way, give other people the ownership that they need to share, and the impact I then have on this piece not only affects my ownership of it, but of all other contributors as well. I do not solely own it. This is the crux of democratization. We share the costs, but also the benefit. It doesn't have to be about the destruction of a painting, but also of the benefits. When you sell it, I'm not the only one benefiting. I'm not the only one getting all that money. I can share it and distribute it with others. So what if we put this on a grander scale? What if we put this in every museum, private works, private galleries? This gives people the access to view and own these pieces. And that's what museums have always been about. They are public art spaces that was created in Vienna at the Belvedere in 1776. They opened their doors to the public because they knew that one person does not have the authority to view one painting. It should be open for everyone to see and consume. I would love to own the Kiss. I know exactly where I would hang it in my parents' house. I would love to wake up to it every single morning and see the beautiful gold. But I shouldn't be able to do that. The value I have of that painting does not outweigh the value of millions of people seeing it every day. But at the end of the day, these public artworks, they're still owned by a government or a nonprofit. They get to choose who sees these paintings and when they see it. For example, the Louvre, they have 8% of their collection on display currently. The Guggenheim, which is the gallery in New York City that's a little spirally thing, they have 3%. These are culturally important pieces that should be seen by all people at all times. So what this technology allows, it allows you to own these pieces in a small way and demand that they're being shown, demand that the public get to see them. And in return, these institutions, they have the income and the financial means to maintain and acquire these paintings so we can preserve them throughout history. Because that's what curation is all about. It's about preserving these pieces throughout time, preserving this kiss. We will never have another Gustav Klimt. We can never reproduce this painting. Therefore, we must preserve it throughout history. This fond embrace symbolizes that sense of what it is to love and to be loved. Each gilded swirl is a wish and a hope for that moment for ourselves, a kiss that lasts throughout centuries. And that emotion is not something a museum should decide, but the people. Thank you. Have a great day.